Namaskaram. My name is Ponmuthu from Karudumathur. For the past 5 years, I have been practicing natural farming. If you see in my farm, I am growing vegetables. Small onions, green chilies, tomatoes, brinjals, beetroot, radish, carrot, everything grows here, and I also have coconuts. Now, the reason I shifted to natural farming is because I have 2 daughters. The elder one is in the 9th standard and the younger one is in the 6th standard. When I grew vegetables using chemical farming and fed those vegetables to my children, it created a guilt in me. After spraying so much poison on the crop, picking up the same vegetables the very next day, and feeding the same to the child as food, then I had a question. Is this the only way? Can it be done without this? After spraying so many chemicals, we wash our hands with soap, we wash our hands with sanitizer, and when we sit to eat, we smell our hands to make sure the chemical odor is gone. But we are harvesting the same chemical sprayed vegetables, and we are eating and feeding our children too. When such a situation or predicament occurs, then a thought arises. Is there no solution or alternate for it? While I was in such a search, I got a message through WhatsApp about Isha Agro Movement's training program. I went into the program and the program transformed my world completely. It brought me into a different era. After that, I left the entire chemical farming that I was doing earlier. Using Jiva Amritam, Ghana Jiva Amritam, Pathilai Kashyam, Neemastram and other such natural inputs, I started farming. I own about 7 acres of land. Other than that, I have taken 8 acres of land on lease. By seeing my work here, a neighboring landowner offered his small pieces of land on lease. Though I have a vast area, due to the labor shortage, I am farming in a limited way. I am only doing as much as I can market. The small onions are being grown and stocked for the whole year. You can see behind me. I don't sell these immediately. I give it in retail even to the people who ask for 5 kg. Apart from this, I also sell tomatoes, green chilies, broad beans, cluster beans, lady's finger, and over the boundaries I'm growing bottle gourd, bitter gourd, ridge gourd. All that we would normally use in our houses. Just selling all these vegetables is not my intention. People and children in our house and those who are working in the farm should all get good food. That is my only intention. Most of them used to ask me what is the profit I make out of it. They would ask whether I'm earning more. But my answer is it is not about profit. I started farming only with the intention that we should be healthy and our land should be healthy. The same was taught by Palekar sir too, and I am following the same method. Other than these here, I have coconut trees as well. Though they have not grown too well because this area has insufficient water. Here everyone is mostly growing coconut trees, and during the dry season they use the bowel, spend a lot of money and they struggle a lot. Seeing their agony, I used to wonder, why are they doing this? I have about 1.5 acres of coconut. When there is a water scarcity and there is not enough water for vegetables, I will just water the coconuts. Also, I have intercropped a few fruit trees in between the coconut trees. I never used to harvest coconut from coconut trees and sell them. To people who would request for personal use, I used to give a few. Other than that, I am not selling this to merchants. I wait for the coconuts to ripen completely and fall from the tree on their own, and I wait until the entire water gets dried. Then without removing the outer shell of the coconut, I cut it using the cutter. Then the coconut is preserved as dry koppara, dry coconut, which can be kept for as long as we want. I grind the dry coconut and make oil and sell it to people who buy vegetables from me on a regular basis. This goes to Tirupur, Coimbatore, Chennai, Bangalore and many other places where I am marketing directly. Right now, for coconut or the other vegetable crops growing here, I'm giving them Jiva Amritam regularly. I'm not stingy in giving the Jiva Amritam. In fact, I give little extra to the crops. To prepare this input, I don't buy any materials from outside by paying any cost. The lentils like horse gram, flat gram, double beans which are grown in our farm, we use them for cooking at home, and the rest of the lentils are ground into flour and used for Jivamritam. Apart from this, we have to mix the country sugar or brown sugar which is required for the Jivamritam. So to get the country sugar, what I did is I planted papaya all around the farm. As far as possible, most of the papayas will be sold. When the sales are down, I will preserve the papaya pulp in a 700 to 800 litre container. So there is no need for country sugar. I used to sell papaya for rupees 20 per kg. But if it is unsold, its value will be raised to rupees 40 per kg. When compared to country sugar, papaya is much more comfortable for me to use because these are grown organically on our farm. Since it's from our own farm, sometimes I use a few more papayas for the Jivamritam. I feel this is the best way for thrift farming. When talking about marketing compared to other farmers, if you take onions as an example, however many loads of onions are harvested and kept drying, merchants visit our place directly and take all of it. Whether the amount they pay is less or more, that is a different aspect, but within a day the whole stock will be turned into money. Whether I received profit or loss is a different scenario. But what I mean here is there are so many traders in marketing, but in our natural farming there are not as many notable merchants. Likewise, I used to stock the products accordingly and sell them whenever people ask for it. Other vegetables like tomatoes, I will be packing neatly in a cardboard box and sending through the required mode of transport like parcel services or bus, etc. They are going to many places. Especially in Chennai, there are about 20 people who are buying from me. To mention in particular, there is one person who buys constantly from me for his residential use. That person never asked for any particular vegetables. While dispatching to Chennai every 10 to 15 days, whatever vegetables were grown here during that time, like coconut, coriander, curry leaves, etc., and whatever the leftover cooking ingredients, I will consolidate those in a box and send it to him. By the end of the day, I board the vegetable box in the travel bus. By the next morning, he picks it up. By evening from here, the vegetables are harvested, packed and transported by bus, and by the next morning it's been picked up and cooked in Chennai. Sometimes I receive feedback about the quality of the vegetables through a WhatsApp message as well. It's a very happy feeling. Other than this, I also sell to the local organic stores where I mainly deal with shallots and tomatoes. These I pack in an apple carton box. I pack it neatly without any damage when sending it across. All these are aspects which I learnt recently. When I was doing chemical farming, I would simply dump the end products in the tray and send it to the markets. But today, we are following up until the product reaches our customer's kitchen. If this method is followed by everyone, we can take organic farming to another level. We never have to think if this will be a lucrative method. It's definitely a lucrative method.